Let's do it anyway.
Woo!
I first found work in a general store, you see, when a woman walked in with a question that was just too much for me. So I asked the boss what kind of girdle you sell here at the store. Rubber, he said. Rubber I did, I don't work there anymore. So we're going back to the sea, where I know just what's expected out of me. I get my rightful dues, there's nobody to confuse. I'm going back to the sea, I then worked for a baker who told me just what to do. Every time the bell would ring, it was a customer that he knew. The bell rang out, that's Miss Smith, go see if her buns are hot. And though I was employed this morning, by noontime I was not. So I'm going back to the sea, where I know just what's expected out of me. I'll get my rightful dues, there's nobody to confuse. I'm going back to the sea, I then worked in a butcher shop, helping out wherever I could. Soon I was waiting on customers, they said I was that good. What'll it be to an Irish lady, I said with a smile and a bow. Banger, she said. Banger I did, that's why I don't work there now. So I'm going back to the sea, where I know just what's expected out of me. I'll get my rightful dues, there's nobody to confuse. I'm going back to the sea, I then worked in a public house with a trollop tapping in. The barkeep told me to serve her, she asked for liquor with a grin. Now I must admit the reputation certainly has its perks. But though I was very popular, still I was out of work. So I'm going back to the sea, where I know just what's expected out of me. I'll get my rightful dues, there's nobody to confuse. I'm going back to the sea, I then worked as a tutor for a young woman of marrying age, to teach her cards and games and chances, these were all the range. I said to her, young lady, I know every game in town. Poker, she said. Poker I did, then I packed up and left town. So I'm going back to the sea, where I know just what's expected out of me. I get my rightful dues, there's nobody to confuse. I'm going back to the sea, I then worked in a pastry shop selling puddings, pies, and cakes. When a lovely young woman entered, I was determined to make no mistakes. What'll it be for you, love? I want your spotted dick.
Spotted dick? You should see a doctor.
I threw up my arms and walked out the door and said, bugger it all, I quit. So I'm going back to the sea, where I know just what's expected out of me. I get my rightful dues, there's nobody to confuse. I'm going back to the sea, I get my rightful dues, there's nobody to confuse. I'm going back to the sea, I'm going back to the sea,